given square root of 4 multiplied by square root of 60. So if you look at this, 4 is the perfect square, so we can take the square root of 4. So when we take the square root of 4, it's going to give us 2. But 60 is not a perfect square. So all we're going to do is to break this 60 to be two number, multiplying by two number, and one of those number must be a perfect square. So the two number is going to be 4 multiplied by 15 is going to give us 60, where 4 is a perfect square. So now we can continue. Here is going to be 2, then multiply by, we are going to take the square root of each of these numbers separately. Square root of 4 is also going to be 2, then square root of 15. 15 is not a perfect square, so we can leave it as square root of 15. Then 2 multiplied by 2 is going to be 4 root of 15. So the correct answer is going to be option B. If x squared plus y squared is equal to z squared plus y cubed, then what is the value of x? So we're going to solve the value of x from this equation. To do that, we're going to make x squared to x to remain in the left hand side, then we move all the term without x to the right hand side. So here we have a term with x, which is x squared, will be equal to, in the right hand side here we have z to power 4, then plus y to the power of 3. Then we're going to take this y to power 2 to the right hand side. So it's going to change from positive to negative y to power of 2 because of this equality sign. So remember, we are looking for the value of x, and here we have x to power of 2. So what can we do to eliminate these two? We can only eliminate these two as exponent by taking the square root of both sides. So when we take the square root of the left hand side, we also do the same thing to the right hand side, so that the square is going to cancel the square root. So we are left with only x in the left hand side, which is equal to square root of z to power 4 plus y to power 3 minus y to the power of 2. So this is going to be the value of x. And if you check, second option is going to be the correct answer. We're asked to simplify x raised to the power of 4 multiplied by x to power 3 divided by x to power of 2. Here we are going to, in the numerator, we are going to recall multiplication properties of indices. We state that whenever the bases are the same and there's multiplication, so we write one of the base, then we add the power. So one of the base is going to be x, then we add the power. 4 plus 3 is going to give us 7. Then everything over x raised to the power of 2. Now, from here, we're going to recall division properties of indices. We state that when the bases are the same and there's division, all we're going to do is to write one of the base, then we subtract the power. So the first power is 7 minus the second power here, which is 2. So the answer is going to be x to the power of 7 minus 2 is going to give us 5. So the correct option is going to be this option. If x equal to 4, then x plus 2x cubed minus square root of x is equal to what? So this is just a direct substitution. So if you look at, we are given that the value of x is equal to 4. Now from this expression, x plus 2x to power 3 minus square root of x. So anywhere we see x in this expression, we are going to plug in 4. So in place of x here is going to be 4 plus, in place of x here is going to be 4, then to the power of 3 minus, in place of x here is going to be square root of 4. So now we simplify. Here we're going to have 4 plus 4 to the power of 3 imply 4 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 4 in 3 places, which is going to give us 64. Then 64 multiplied by 2 is going to give us 128 minus square root of 4 is going to give us 2. Now 4 plus 128 is going to give us 132. Then 132 minus 2 is going to give us 130. So the correct answer is the third option. Are you ready to crush your United States military entrance exams, ASVAB? Book a one-on-one private class with me now. Only 10 slots left. Message this number to secure your slots today. If y is equal to x squared and x is positive, then x is dash percent of y. So if you look at this from the here, we are asked to find x is what percent of y. So this is percentage problem. So the percentage now is going to be, then x is what percent of y is the same as x divided by y, and percentage imply 100. So we're going to multiply it by 100. So what are we going to do next? We just simplify. X multiplied by 100 is going to give us 100x over y. But from the equation from here, as you can see, y is the same as x squared. So in place of this y, we're going to replace x squared. So this is going to be 100x over, in place of y, we just replace this value from the equation, which is x squared. So this is going to be the same as, this x is going to cancel one of this x. It will remain only 100 over x. But if you look at the option, this is not in the option. But recall that from here we can find the value of x from the question. From the given question, we are given y is equal to x squared. Now to get the value of x, we are going to take the square root of both sides in order to eliminate this square. So we take the square root of the left hand side, then we take the square root of the right hand side. So this square will cancel the square root, then x now will be equal to square root of y. So in place of x here, we can replace square root of y. So this is going to be option B. So when you see this sign in mathematics, it's not an exclamation sign. It is called factorial. So and the question read 5 factorial equals to what? So 5 factorial imply 5 is going to multiply by the number that is below 5 up to 1. So this is going to be the same as 5 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1. So 5 multiplied by 4 is 20. 20 multiplied by 3 is 60. 60 multiplied by 2 is 120. Then 120 multiplied by 1 is the same as 120. So the correct answer is going to be 120. Given x squared is equal to 4y squared, which is equal to 16. Then we are asked to find x plus y. Now to solve this equation, first of all, we understand the equation. X squared 4y squared is equal to 16. So both of them are equal to 16. So which is going to be the same as what? X squared equal 16, and also 4y squared is equal to 16. We are asked to find the value of x plus y. So we're going to solve for the value of x from the first equation. We solve for the value of y from the second equation. Then we plus the two answers. Now here, to get the value of x, what we're going to do, we take the square root of both sides in order to eliminate this square. So this is going to be square root and also square root. This square is going to cancel the square root. We are left with x, which is equal to, whenever you take the square root of the right hand side, it's always going to be plus or minus. So this is going to be positive or negative. Square root of 16 is going to be 4. And to solve for the value of y from here, first thing we need to do is to eliminate this 4. So we're going to divide both sides by 4. This 4 will cancel this 4. We are left with y squared, which is equal to 16 divided by 4 is going to be 4. Then we take the square root in order to eliminate this square. So this square is going to cancel by square root. We are left with y, which is equal to, and again, when you are taking the square root of the right hand side, it's going to be plus or minus. Square root of 4 is going to be 2. So here the value of x is 4 and negative 4, and here the value of y is 2 and negative 2. So we are asked to find the value of x plus y. So x plus y now will be equal to, as you can see, we are going to have 4 combination here, because the first value of x is 4 and the first value of y here is 2. So we're going to combine them in 4 places. So the first value is going to be 4 plus 2. Then the second is going to be 4 minus 2, which is the combination of this one and this one. Then the third one is going to be negative 4, then negative 4 plus 2, and the last one is going to be last one and this last one, which is going to be negative 4, then negative 2. So 4 plus 2 is going to be 6. 4 minus 2 is going to be 2. Negative 4 plus 2 is going to be negative 2. Then negative 4 negative 2 is going to be negative 6. So all these value are the value of x plus y from this given equation. And if you look at this value, which one do you see in the option? Is only negative 2. So this is the correct answer. Which of the following is a prime number? So first of all, we need to know the meaning of prime number. So prime number are number that can only be divisible by itself and 1. So if you look at the option, this first option 75, 71 can be divisible by 1, it can be divisible by 3, then by 5. That means this option violates the rule. The rule of prime number, the number can only be divisible by itself and 1. So if you look at this second one, 67, 67 can be divisible by 1 and 67. So this option is going to be correct answer, because 102 can be divisible by 1, by 2, it can be divisible by 6, by 12, so it violates the rule already. And this 121 can be divisible by 1, it can be divisible by 11, and also 1 to 1, and the remaining 1 again. So the only option that can be divisible by itself and 1 is this 67. If two coins are tossed at the same time, what are the chances that both will land on the head? So remember, a coin has head and tail. So when you toss a coin one time, there's a possibility that a head may show or the tail. But in this case, we are given two coins to toss at the same time. So the possible outcome when you toss two coins at the same time is going to be either head may show, either head tail may show, or tail head may show, or head may show. So this is going to be the four possible outcome when you toss two coins at the same time. So what are the chances that both will land on head? So the numbers of chances that both may land on head is going to be 1 out of these four possible outcome. So the answer is going to be the second option. Given the formula A equal to V minus U over T, if A equal to 9 and V equal to 3, then U equals to what? So we're going to solve for the value of U from this equation after we replace the value of A as 9 and the value of V as 3. So the given equation is A equal V minus U then divided by T. So from the equation, it's clearly given that the value of A is going to be 9. So in place of A, we replace 9 equal to, in place of V, we are going to replace 3. So this is going to be 3 minus U then over T. Now we're going to solve for the value of U. So what we're going to do is to cross multiply. T multiplied by 9, this T is going to multiply 9 to clear the fraction, is going to give us 9T, which is equal to, so there's nothing here, so we just copy this 3 minus U. So we're going to left with only 3 minus U in the right hand side. Remember, we are looking for the value of U. So all we're going to do is to take this value of U to the left hand side, then we take this 9T to the right hand side. So when we do that, we're going to have U, because when this negative U cross to the left hand side become positive U, equal to, here we have 3, and when we take this 9T to the right hand side, it's going to become negative 9T. So what do we do next? We can factor out 3 because 3 is common in the both sides. So we factor out 3. 3 divided by 3 is going to be 1, minus 9 divided by 3 is going to be 3. Then we add to T. So this is going to be the value of U from this equation. And if you check option, the last option, option 4, is going to be the correct answer. Solve for x. We are given 5 into the bracket of 2x minus 1 equal to 4 into the bracket of 3x minus 2. To solve for the value of x, we're going to open the bracket by distributing the number that is behind the bracket into the bracket. So here we have 5. 5 multiplied by 2x is going to give us 10x. Then 5 multiplied by negative 1 is going to give us negative 5, which is going to be equal to 4 multiplied by 3x is going to be 12x. Then 4 multiplied by negative 2 is going to give us negative 8. So what are we going to do next? We are going to combine the like terms. So all the terms with variable x, we move it to the left hand side. Then all the constant, we take it to the right hand side because we are looking for the value of x. So this is going to be 10x. And when this 12x cross to the left hand side, become negative 12x, which is equal to, in the right hand side, we are left with only 8. And when we move this negative 5 to the right hand side, it become positive 5. So we're going to have 10x minus 12x is going to give us minus 2x, which is equal to minus 8 plus 5 is going to give us minus 3. So what are we going to do to get the value of x? We're going to eliminate this negative 2 by dividing both sides by negative 2. So this negative 2 is going to cancel the negative 2. X will be equal to, negative will cancel negative. We are left with only 3 over 2. So 3 over 2 is the value of x. So the 10th option is the answer. Solve for x. So we are given x equal to minus into the bracket of 4 minus x squared, then divided by 3. Now to solve for the value of x, the first thing we need to do is to eliminate the fractions. So we are going to cross multiply. So this 3 is going to multiply by x. We are going to have 3x, which is going to be equal to, so here there's nothing, so we just copy negative into the bracket of 4 minus x squared. So what we're going to do is to open this bracket. We're going to isolate the bracket by using this negative to distribute into the bracket. So this is going to be 3x equal to negative multiplied by 4 is negative 4. Then negative multiplied by negative x squared is going to give us positive x squared. Now we're going to arrange this equation. As you can see, this is leading to quadratic equation because the highest power of the variable x here is 2. So let's start from the one that have power, which is x to the power of 2. Next is this one that have variable x. So we're going to take it to meet x squared. So it's positive here. When it's crossed the equality sign, it's going to be negative 3x. Then here we have negative 4. So it's not crossing. So we just put negative 4. So there's nothing in the left hand side. So everything will just be equal to 0. Now to solve for the value of s from this quadratic equation, so we're going to use factorization method. So we focus on this constant, which is negative 4, and this middle coefficient, which is negative 3. So we look for two numbers. When we multiply, we get the constant, which is negative 4, and when we add the two numbers together, we are going to get negative 3. So the number is going to be 1 and negative 4, because when you multiply 1 multiplied by negative 4 is going to give us negative 4. Then 1 minus 4 is going to give us minus 3. So when we get the two factor, we are going to use two brackets to multiply by itself. We equate it to 0. So the variable is x, then we put x here. So the first number is positive 1 and the second number is negative 4. So when two bracket is multiplied by itself to be 0, it means x plus 1 equal to 0, or the second bracket x minus 4 equal to 0. So here x now will be equal to, when we take this one to the right hand side, it's going to be negative 1, or x will be equal to, when we take this negative 4 to the right hand side, it's going to be positive 4. So therefore the value of x is negative 1 and positive 4, which is going to be option 4. Given the equation, this two bracket is multiplying by itself, then I say after the multiplication, the coefficient of x will be. A coefficient is any number that is multiplying by a variable. They say the variable x, not x squared, not x cubed, just x. Now let's multiply the two brackets first. So the first bracket we are given 2x squared plus 3x plus 5, then multiply by the second bracket, which is 3x squared plus x, then plus 3. Now let's do the multiplication. 2x squared multiplied by 3x squared is going to give us 6x to power 4. Then 2x squared again multiplied by x is going to give us 2x to power 3. Then 2x squared multiplied by 3 is going to give us 6x squared. So we are done with the first one. Now let's use the second term. 3x multiplied by 3x squared is going to give us 9x cubed. Then 3x multiplied by x is going to give us 3x squared. Then 3x multiplied by 3 is going to give us positive 9x. Then we are on the third term, which is 5. 5 multiplied by 3x squared is going to give us 15 x squared. Then 5 multiplied by x is going to give us 5x. Then 5 multiplied by 3 is going to give us 15. Now, as you can see, the only thing with just x, because the question say after the multiplication, the coefficient of x. So the only thing with just variable x is this 9 and this 5x. So we're going to plus them together. So our focus is just going to be on this and this, because this is the only term that have variable x. So the coefficient is just the number at the back. So here we're going to have 9x, then plus 5x. And 9x plus 5x is going to give us 14x. So the coefficient of x here is going to be 14. So the correct answer is option